Hello guys, today we are going to see how to form BGP pairs in multi ways. So I'm here going to show you how to form the BGP pairs within the AS and out like from two different AS, and also how to form the BGP between two loopback interface from two different routers. So first we'll go for IBGP, that inside IS how the BGP is going to form a session. Okay, so in router 1 I have the interface IP which is 10.0.0.1 for serial 00. Let's go and configure that. Okay, same thing I'll configure in router 2. Okay, show IP interface brief. It will tell you the status of that interface. It is showing up. Okay, then we are good to go. So now I need to enable the BGP routing process. How to enable that? Just a simple command, router BGP. I'll give autonomous system number 100 here. Okay, and here I'm going to tell who is my neighbor in this AS. It will not find your peer dynamically. Okay, it is not a IGP like OSPF, GRP to find its neighbors or peers dynamically. Here BGP we need to give statically who is your neighbor and to whom you need to start pairing with and to whom you need to exchange the routes and routing updates. Okay, so how to tell that? It is a command called neighbor, and you need to tell the IP address of the neighbor. Here for router 1 it is connecting to the router 2 interface serial to 0/0 with the IP 10.0.0.2, and he is sitting in the remote AS. Even though he is sitting in the same AS, the same command we need to use here called something called remote AS. Here you need to tell under what AS the router 2 that serial 0/0 interface is sitting. He is sitting in AS 100. Okay, that's it. So now you have defined who is your neighbor in router 1. Same thing you have to go and define in router 2, that router 1 is your neighbor. You can start speaking with him. So how to do that? Same thing. Router BGP. Here autonomous system number again it's going to be same, which is 100. Okay, and neighbor, who is his neighbor? 10.0.0.1, and again the router 1 is sitting in the AS of remote AS is 100. That's it. You are good to go and see the command show IP BGP summary. See here. Now a BGP session started, and now they are neighbors or peers or BGP speakers. All the words are same only in this terminology as per BGP. Here also we can verify show IP BGP summary. So here also we have done. So now I'm going to show you how to form a BGP session between two different AS. I'll draw here one more router. Okay, and here let's consider that it will be So let's consider that it is going to be sit in the AS of 200, and I'm going to form the EBGP relationship between router 2 and router 3. Okay, so the IP address what I'm going to give here is 20.0.0.2, and here it's going to be 20.0.0.3. Okay, fine. Okay, so in router 2 I need to tell our new neighbor, right? So configure terminal router. Router 2 is still sitting in AS 100 only, you should not get confused. Only router 3 is sitting in the AS 200. Router BGP 100. Now I'm going to tell router 2's neighbor is going to be router 3, because I have one more interface. By telling that neighbor command, that is your neighbor is going to be router 3, so what happens? It will not affect the neighbor relationship which is already established between the R1. It is going to be the IBGP peer, and it is going with the router 3 it is going to be a EBGP peer. So now neighbor, the IP address what it is, 30 dot, sorry, it is 20.0.0.3, and his remote AS. Now router 3 is taking the AS of 200, so that you have to mention here, not 100 where router 2 is sitting. You need to mention your neighbor router's AS number, it is 200 here. Fine. So let's go to router 3. First we will assign the IP address on the interface, that we haven't done that. Interface serial 0/1, IP address 20.0.0.3, 255.255.255.0. Even we haven't done in router 2 also, if I'm not wrong. Let's go and see that. Yeah, we haven't done that. Only I have serial 0/0. Show run interface serial 0/1. I haven't configured that. Let's configure that. Interface serial 0/1, IP address 20.0.0.2, 255.255. Here I'm using class C. Okay. For IBGP I have used class B, and I'll just make it no shutdown. Okay. So here let's go and configure the BGP in router 3. Router BGP, here my autonomous term number is 200. Okay, and my neighbor, who is his neighbor? His neighbor is router 2, and router 2 interface, which interface connecting to router 3, which is 20.0.0.2. Okay, so you should be very careful when giving this neighbor command. Why? Because for example, I will tell here something. You can show here, show IP route. Okay, here I didn't have any routing protocol or anything. Okay, in router 3 by default it is checking what are the interfaces I have configured, which is status, and the protocol is it is checking that by default into its routing table. So what it is telling, whenever you are getting the network with 20.0.0.0, or exactly as here /24. Okay, because I have configured this for class C, that's for /24 here. Okay, for that is connected, directly connected on serial 0/1. So router 3 know where it is connected. Okay, now the other interface, that means the other connecting interface on router 2 from router 3. On router 2, I'll show here. Just a minute. Show IP route. You can see two directly connected networks. I should say here network. It is not IP address. Whatever you are having in the routing table. So this network is directly first 20 network is direct whatever 20 network is directly connected to serial 0/1, and 10 network is directly connected to serial 0/0. Okay. So what happens, for example, in router 2 serial 0/1, instead of 20 network, if I configure here as a 30 network, and if I'm asking router 2 to form a BGP peer with router 3, it won't happen. Let's go and verify that. Interface serial 0/1, no IP address. Okay, I have removed IP address. Instead of that, I'm going to configure 30.0.0.2. Only the instead of 20, I'm going to change this to 30. Okay, and no shutdown. Now here router BGP, here it is 200. We should be very careful in that. Okay, and here I'm going to tell the neighbor is going to be my 30.0.0.2, and he is setting the remote AS of 100. Okay, do you think our BGP peer will establish the sessions? Let's see that. Let's debug and see that. Debug IP BGP. Sorry, it is updates, and also I'll give all events. Okay, clear IP BGP store. So we are not saying any messages going front and back, because actually why it is happening, when the two links, that is, just a minute, I can show you. When you are telling a point to point link, it is just a one link. The both the ends should be in the same network. If they are not in the same network, they will not exchange the messages. Okay, fine. So if you do this misconfiguration also, BGP will not come up. Okay, let's go and first in router 2 I'll again make it into the 20 instead of 30. Interface serial 0/1, no IP address 20.0.0.2, 255.255.255.0, no shutdown. Okay, now let's see here. Let's wait. We have configured, right? Okay, so under BGP I have configured neighbors 30, not 20. Okay, so what I need to do in router 3, I need to tell 20 is your neighbor. Router BGP 200. Let's remove that previously advertised network. Not advertised, it is a neighbor command. Advertising is different. Statically telling who is your neighbor is different. So neighbor 20.0.0.2, remote a remote AS is going to be 100. That's it. Let's see what happened now. From idle it is going to active state. A TCP session is going to establish now. Come on. See here. That's it. Your TCP session will be running first it will try to establish a connection with the remote peer, and the good thing here, BGP it uses a TCP or as a transport layer protocol on port 179, I think, and this is the only routing protocol which works on directly layer 4. None of the other routing protocol which works on layer 3. And here we can able to see the types. uh, See here, first it is going from active to idle. Idle is nothing but you will not do anything, simply you will be again from idle it is trying to connect actually, or it is trying to establish the TCP session with the remote peer. And again now where it is, just a minute. So after that it is trying to send some open messages, and again we should see something called open sent and open confirm. Yeah, here it is. From connect it is telling something called open sent. Okay, when you are seeing this state, mostly you will not say under show IP BGP summary command. It will be happening in the fraction of seconds. If you want, you need to make a Wireshark or sniffer trace, or you need to debug and you have to see how the states, what are the transitions states it is undergoing. So if it is in the open state, it will be expecting the remote peer to send the open confirm message. So when it has been received from this router, where it is open confirm. Mm-hmm. Open confirm, come on, where it is. Yeah, here, see, it was in open sent, now it is going to open confirm because it received the open confirm from the remote peer. For router 3 remote peer it is now R2. Peer means they are neighbors. Okay, now so from open, once it receives the open confirm, now it is good to go and establish the BGP session completely between these two routers. After that our adjacency for the BGP it will come up. Okay, let's. What is the command to verify it? Is show IP BGP summary. See here, 30. Okay, fine. We have removed it. Now it is not anymore. If you give clear IP BGP, I am making hard reset. Okay, show IP BGP summary. Still it is there. Why? Show run section BGP. It will show you the routing. Okay, but we have removed it right before. Anyway, I'll go and remove it again so that we will not see that in summary table, BGP summary table. Okay, so under 30, because we are keeping, that's it. Now we will not be seeing that. Show IP BGP summary. It's gone. This is how we will be forming the eBGP between the routers. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. How to form uh, the BGP peers between the loopback interface of the two routers. Okay, so in router 2, what I'll do, I'll just extend this. I can't able to extend. Okay, here we go. So what I'll do, I'll put one more router here. Okay, here my interface address is going to be 30.0.0.4, and here it is going to be 3.3. Okay, and my here loopback interface 3 dot 3 dot I'm sorry 3 dot 3 dot 3 dot 3, and here it is going to be loopback interface 4 dot 4 dot 4 dot 4. Okay, now I'm going to form BGP between these loopback. Okay, router 4 has come up. Now let's go and configure. First we'll finish router 3. Okay, configure terminal. I think we are not able to see that. Okay, so under router 3, the newly added interface serial 0/0 IP address 30.0.0.3 255.255.255.0, and make it as no shutdown. Okay, and let's go to R4, and in router 3 we need to also configure loopback interface loopback 0 IP address 3.3.3.3, and let's give /32. Okay, let's go to router 4, configure terminal, interface loopback 0 IP address. It is going to be 4.4.4.4 255 255 255 255. You don't want to give any no shutdown command for the loopback interface. It is a logical interface. By default it will be in up only, so I will configure interface serial 0/0 IP address 30.0.0.4 255 255 255 255. Sorry, it is serial interface. I will be configuring this with class C. Here we need to give the no shutdown command because it is a physical interface, and in router 3 I'll just verify. Okay, so I have configured here all the needed IP addresses on the interface. So what we can do now, how we have configured the neighbors, in similar way we'll configure here. Now what I'm going to do is router BGP router 3 is in the autonomous system 200. For example, if I give 100 here, it will not allow me. In one router we can able to run only one AS and a BGP process, so you need to give 200. Okay, so here I'm going to tell that a neighbor, who is my neighbor here, is the loopback interface of the router 4 4.4.4.4, right? And he is sitting in the remote AS of 100, correct? That's it. Okay, let's wait and watch what it exactly happens. Here under router BGP, again it is in 100, and I'm going to tell that your neighbor is 3.3.3.3. Okay, and it is sitting in remote AS of 100. Sorry, 3.3.3. is sitting in the AS of 200. Okay, do you think our neighbor BGP will form the peering sessions between router 4 and router 3 on their loopback interface? It won't form. Let's go and check BGP summary. See, it is in the idle state. Why? In the sense, whenever we are telling some neighbors you do form pairing with this particular router on this interface or this IP or anything, first BGP is going to check whether the IP is reachable or not. If the IP is reachable, then only it will start going to have the TCP connections. It's going to try start with the TCP connections. If the IP is not reachable, where it will go and form the TCP connection? It is not possible. So you can verify it. Show IP route it will not show you where it is this 3.3.3.3. It is sorry, it will not tell you where it is 4.4.4 because we are in the router 3 and we are asking router 3 to form a BGP relationship with router 4's loopback interface. So what I can tell, in router 3 I can make one static route. Okay, IP route. If anybody want to reach with the destination of 4.4.4 with the subnet mask of 255 255 255, my next stop is going to be serial 0.0/0. Okay, I have given a route. So in same way for router 4 also I need to give a route to how to reach loopback interface of the router 3. So in router 4 I'll tell IP route for destination 3.3.3.3 255.255.255.255. His exit interface will be 0/0. Let's verify by pinging 3.3.3.3. Yeah, he can able to ping. And 4.4.4. Yeah, here also I can able to ping. So here one more challenge we have. Still our BGP session will not start. Why? In the sense, by default when you are configuring a ABGP, okay, I'm not talking about IBGP. Whenever I'm configuring EBGP, it will take the hop counters by default as 1. If you're remote AS, that means the peer what you are telling the local router to pair with a remote router, it should be at the step of one hop. You can ask the question, yeah, this loopback interface 4.4.4, it is just a one hop from router 3, right? Absolutely not. Whenever you are creating a loopback interfaces, for example, if this is my router 3 and this is my router 4, they are connected like this. Whenever you are configuring any of the loopback interface, it will be in one hop away from this router logically. So when you are creating some loopback interfaces on this router, again it will be one hop away from this router logically. So you need to tune that multi-hop attribute on this routers under BGP. Then it will start forming the TCP session with both router 3 loopback interface and router 4 loopback interfaces. So let's go and do that. Under configure terminal router BGP, it is router 3, so ASS 200. So for which neighbor I am going to extend the multi-hop as true? So for neighbor 4.4.4, okay, and EBGP multi-hop, you have to give the count as true. Okay, and the same thing you have to give in router 4, because again you need for him 3.3.3.3 is in the 2 hop away. So here router BGP 100 neighbor 3.3.3.3 EBGP multi hop 2. Let's wait and see whether it is forming BGP peers or not. Okay, still it is not forming. Open connection failed. It is not recommended to do hard reset BGP sessions in the production network. So for lab you can use it. So it is not forming. Why? Sure, and section BGP. So actually what it is telling, see here, you can able to see something called, just a minute, I'll start debug this. Okay, I think it will not, okay. So BGP, okay, see the open active message, it is for 4 dot for 4.4.4.4 with the local address 30.0.0.3 from router 3. Actually it is the peer with 3.3.3.3, not the local address with 30.0.0.3. So that's what our BGP peers are not happening here. So how the what should I do so that my source will be going as a 3.3.3 from here instead of my local interface, that is the exit interface 30.0.0.0.3. How I can change that? It is nothing but you can go to router BGP, it is router 3, so 200, so neighbor 4.4.4.4 update source, you can give here with here the loopback 3.3.3, it is in loopback 0 interface, right? So here I will tell loopback 0 is going to be my by default source whenever I am start pairing with 4.4.4. okay, same will tell in router 4 also, because again he is not using any of its exit interfaces, it is directly pairing with, it has done because TCP session is going on, because TCP session know how to reach my 3.3.3.3, but still for the safer side we'll make it 100. Neighbor, it is 3.3.3.3 update source loopback, again it is loopback interface 0 only, my 4.4.4 is sitting on loopback 0 only, right? For that only. Okay, show IP BGP summary, let's verify. See here, now our BGP session start established. I think we got some log messages here. See here, so before it was trying with the exit interface 30.0.0.3, which is not at all the peer of which is not at all peer with router 3. Why? Because in router 3 we never told that I can show you in router 4, show run section BGP, I have never told 30 is going to be my neighbor. I have told only 3.3.3.3 is going to be my neighbor. So whenever the source is coming, that means the open active messages or TCP session which is trying to connect, whatever it is coming the source 30.0.0.3 automatically is getting neglected. It is this now BGP is telling that you cannot be my neighbor because I am not having you in my neighbor list. So if anybody coming with 4.4.4, then I can accept it. So what we have done here, I have changed the update source loop back as 4.4.4, which is my loopback 0. Now our session start established. That's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for upcoming videos. Bye bye.